Hello everyone and welcome back. So, last stream we were on the quality homeworld. So now we're going to be back in space for a little while.
The Alliance needs your help. A group of Alliance ships are currently under attack by the Vaadwaur in the Orletus system. The Lisette is making its way there to render assistance. I want you to back them up. We don't know what the Vaadwaur have there, and I want to give us the best possible chance of victory.
Understood. I go all the way down to the bottom of the map. Just a little bit left. And here we are at the Orletus cluster.
Glad to have you by our side. This is one of the systems marked for further examination during your work with Sub-Commander Seyhen. I'm not sure what the Vaadwaur are up to here, but they're fighting like demons. They're attacking a small group of Alliance vessels. More hostile ships are on the way. I propose we divide and conquer. The Lisette will fly ahead and catch any incoming ships, while you free our trapped allies. Your thoughts?
Good idea. The Black Lantern's catsuit will rescue the trapped ships.
The Vaudois will know the fury of the Gorn.
Thanks for the help.
You're welcome.
A large Vaudois fleet just arrived. This is our chance to strike before they retreat.
Initiate auto-step sequence.
Come in.
Oh, that's the plan. Okay, let's see what's going on with your set.
Greetings. I am Lieutenant Gaius Celan, Chief Intelligence Officer for the Lisette. I regret to inform you that the Vaudois now control the ship. The bridge is lost, and we are locked out of most internal sensors. However, I managed to access a secure comm channel before the security codes were changed, and have located a safe location for transport. I have sent the coordinates to your ship. Without your assistance, the Lisette and her crew will be lost.
I'll speak to my crew. We have a lock on Lieutenant Celan's location, sir. We can transport you and a small team over whenever you're ready. Just give the word. The word is given.
The ship is swarming with Vaudois soldiers. Our security forces are attempting to engage them, but as of yet, we have not made significant gains. I am unable to contact other members of the senior staff, but I believe they are still alive. Very coincidental, really. Our current situation is remarkably similar to my invasion scenario 4591. When you are ready, we can go over our plan of attack.
Why are we in Commander Jirok's quarters?
The Vaudois are jamming transporters and communications. My holodeck simulations determined the commander's quarters is one of the places where interference would be the weakest, allowing me to bring in outside help. The other areas, if you are curious, are the secondary control room, storage room 10 beneath engineering, and, well, I shall leave the final one a surprise.
What is your holodeck simulation?
Scenarios, plural. I have gone through several hundred holodeck simulations of various factions attempting to board the Lisette. As the designated intelligence officer, it is important I know what to do in every scenario. The Vaudois simulation is incomplete, but they are acting in accordance to several other scenarios. If you are wondering, I do have a scenario that deals with your crew boarding us. I would enjoy talking to you sometime about how to improve your vulnerabilities.
We'll see, Solon. Let's just talk about how to retake the Lisette.
We need to retake several key areas of the ship. The security team here will capture the bridge. Meanwhile, your team should storm the med bay, which we are very close to. Dr. Kratok should be there. After that, we must retake the armory to prevent the Vaudois from resupplying. In the majority of my scenarios, Lieutenant Terrell is there making a stand against the invaders.
After that?
From there, we need to see whether the Vaudois perform like Scenario 4591 or Scenario 3291, though perhaps they may surprise us and be more like 6895. My apologies. We do not have time for my idle speculation. Any questions?
What will you be doing?
I will remain here until we have recovered the majority of this deck. If your crew should be killed in action, I will need to remain free and contact another ship for aid. It's not my place to get my hands dirty in this, especially not after the incident in Scenario 2792.
Very well, I'll go to the medbay and save Dr. Kratok. We have a accolade for saving all these wounded crew members.
You must stop this meaningless massacre! Consider the balance!
That's the one who defied Gaul! Kill them all!
You have my thanks. Such reckless slaughter! Thank you for the rescue. The Vaudois have no respect for anything other than their own selfish goals. I'm sorry, but I cannot help you any further. I am just a civilian scientist, not a trained killer, a trained soldier like you.
Nice save.
I'll wait here until everything has settled down, unless you believe there is something I can do.
Check to see if anyone here is alive, and bring them to the medbay after my team secures it.
Yes, that is more than acceptable. I will not fight, but I can help restore the balance by helping others. I will attempt to stabilize anyone who needs help here, and then await word from you or the doctor that the medbay is safe.
Very good. Stay safe while we move towards the medbay. How's it going today, Jack?
Do your worst. You're amateurs compared to the Tal Shiar. I will not sit by and let you take this ship. Thank you. Let's get to work. Glad to see you, but if you came here instead of the bridge, it means you're following a plan made by Gaius and his scenarios. The equipment here is still operational. I'll begin treating the wounded. There's a console nearby you can use to contact the security team heading to the bridge.
How do you know about the security team?
I've watched enough of Gaius and his scenarios to know that he would never count on a single team's success. He'd send someone else to the bridge. And I also know he's made a few modifications to almost every console on the ship, including that one. Nothing happens in my med bay without my knowledge.
Understood. I'll use the console to contact the security team.
Good timing. We're about to storm the bridge. We'll keep the channel open during the assault. I'll contact you again after we have control.
Understood. Good luck.
What makes you think you will succeed where others have failed? You should have taken Gaul's offer.
I imagine we both overheard the same thing. Very curious. I've run simulations where the security team failed, but none like this. We should continue with the plan. We have this area secure, and you are the only mobile unit still available. If you can recover Ju and her team in the armory, we will have another opportunity to retake the ship.
I'll head to the army and find Lieutenant Terrell. Okay.
Thanks for the help, I guess. We should talk strategy. Badwar. I'll take down every last one of them, I swear it. Nobody makes me look like a fool. I guess I'll let you deal with a few.
Thanks.
I can't be in two places at once. We have problems in the brig and in engineering.
Tell me what the situation is.
Cyanel and his team are pinned down in engineering, and Commander Jirok and Sub-Commander Merrill are in the brig. I'm going to hit engineering. If the Badwar get control of the Singularity, we're done. Think you could secure the brig?
I'll secure the brig and free Commander Jirok. Like he was just standing right out in the open. And there's the accolade. Hello.
Delay them. I need time.
Disable the security grid, and we can get out of here.
Thank you. What's the situation? You're a welcome sight. I was on the bridge. We were attacked by just one Vaadwaur, but he was different, stronger, unstoppable. He wiped out our security team, but he knocked Var and me out. Put us here for questioning. What's happening? Do we have control of the bridge?
We have the medbay and the armory, Lieutenant Tyrell's engineering, but the bridge is still contested.
Is Zynel there? If he and Zhu can hold engineering while we take the bridge, we can take control of the ship and then clean up the Vaadwaur from there. I'll still need some time to recover. You and Subcommander Merrill should head to the bridge. I'll stay here and monitor the situation. Be on your guard. The Vaadwaur that took that bridge shrugged off our attacks like they were nothing. He won't go down easily.
Is it wise for you to remain here?
I've dealt with worse. I'm just not particularly mobile at the moment. I'd just slow you down. Secure the bridge, but watch out for that Vaadwaur. He's like a force of nature.
We'll take the bridge.
Commander Jirok requires our assistance.
Very well.
He's gone. Strange. Excellent work. We have control of the ship's life support, navigation, and weapons systems again. According to the logs, the Vaadwaur leader was attempting to open fire on your ship. Doesn't look like he could get past Lieutenant Salon's security algorithm. I'll handle things up here, but could you use that console to contact Lieutenant Tyrell? Tell her to scramble her security teams and find that Vaadwaur.
I'll let her know the situation.
If you want to live, you'll give me what I want.
I've survived worse than you.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Was this all a trick to lure us away from engineering? What are they trying to... No, he couldn't. I fear the worst. If the Vaadwaur is in engineering, he could turn off the shielding protecting the Singularity Core. Without containment, the Singularity will implode.
Stay here, keep the bridge secure. I'll go to engineering and stop the Vaadwaur.
This way. Narwhal and I have a plan.
Understood.
Very predictable. If the Vaadwaur can't use the Lisette to attack other ships, they will make a statement by destroying us with our own singularity. I've analyzed the data from other teams fighting the Vaadwaur. It's pointless for you to try to fight him. Your weapons are inadequate for the task. However, Narwhal has come up with an interesting theory that may work.
What is the theory?
The vents in the Singularity Core carry a modified version of plasma. I'm not cleared to give you all the details, but the Lisette is testing several advances that have not been provided to other ships in the fleet at this time. Nerul believes direct exposure to this modified plasma may create a vulnerability in the Vaudois. I believe this plan has a low chance of success, but it is the best option we have. If you can lure the Vaudois beneath the vents, Nerul and I will overload them, causing the plasma to cover the Vaudois and weaken him. You'll have one more problem to deal with before that, however.
What problem?
The Vaudois has erected a shield around the Singularity Core. Very smart, I must say. No one will be able to affect him when he is inside. You must trick him into dropping that shield. I suggest playing towards the Vaudois' pride. That is usually the surest way to convince someone to make a suboptimal move. Once that is done, lure the Vaudois beneath one of the vents. We'll activate the plasma, and then you can properly knock out our friend. Are you ready?
Can't we just transport the Vaudois into space?
That was the first thing I tried when I arrived. There is something preventing us from locking transporters onto any of the Vaudois. Not uncommon, really. Many members of our own fleet also carry devices that prevent them from being randomly transported. If I find a way around the transporter block, I'll do as you ask.
Understood. I'll confront the Vaudois and stop him from destroying the ship.
Your ship is doomed! You made it. A shame. We had hoped you would be neutralized by now. But you show an unusual resilience. Perhaps that's why Gaul made his generous offer. You're too late to stop what is happening. The Singularity Core's overload has already begun. You will all be destroyed by your greatest weapon. It's almost poetic, really.
Where's your pride as the Vaudois? You have to use the Singularity to kill me?
Ah, my pride as a Vaudois. That's good. Very good. This is simply the most efficient way. I could kill you all one at a time, but I have better things to do.
But I'll survive. I can transport myself out of here at any moment. We all can. Your jammers are down.
Interesting. But will you abandon the Lisette, or will you stay until the last glorious second to try and save it? Regardless, I will admit you make a point. You've survived too many of your previous encounters for me to leave anything to chance. I will enjoy seeing the last bit of life leave your eyes.
Learn to live with disappointment.
He's vulnerable to the plasma. Focus your fire.
He's recovering. Lure him back beneath one of the pipes.
He's vulnerable to the plasma. Focus your fire.
It's time to finish this.
Oh, I have to.
It'll take more than that to kill me. I will not be stopped.
We need a better solution.
Something powerful enough to knock them back? What about a grenade?
I've got just the thing.
What was that thing?
I don't know, but we need a better way to fight it.
I'll get to work.
We will not forget what you did for us. Lieutenant Ceylon will work with Nerl to learn more about this Vaadwaur. If there are more out there like him, we're going to need more than luck to fight them. We need to know more. Why was this Vaadwaur practically invincible? He wasn't like any of the others we faced helping the Kabali or the Toray. I hope we can help find an answer. It's the least we can do.
Let me know the results of your analysis.
Haven't taken a hit like that since Obasek and I were fighting the Tal Shiar. Gonna be sore in the morning. But the singularity is stabilized. That Vaadwaur tried to lock us out of the containment system, but he wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Thanks for your help. Next time we're in a firefight, I'll do more than just lay on the ground.
Looking forward to it, Sir Commander. Even though I cut him off real quick.
Thanks for the help with the Vaadwaur, but we won't need it again. The next time, we'll be ready. I'm going to drill my security teams until they can deal with anything. The war between the Klingons and Starfleet ended and people got lazy. Time to get back in shape.
Did you make the experimental concussion grenade? We could use more of them.
Nice, isn't it? Honestly, there was an even chance that it would cause a massive explosion, crack the singularity core, and kill us all. I figured we'd be dead if we didn't try it, so why not give it a shot? Good thing it worked, huh?
Goodbye.
Thank you for all your help. Without you, we would have lost the Lisette. It's unfortunate we couldn't capture the Vaadwaur alive for questioning. He was unlike anything I've ever seen. What made him so powerful?
I don't know, but we need to find out.
Nerl did manage to get a few scans. He's compiling a report on what he found and your success with the plasma. We'll need to adapt. We can't count on throwing every Vaadwaur like him into a singularity core. We will handle the repairs. You should return to your ship when you are ready.
I will. Good luck with your repairs.
Commander Jirok, I have some preliminary data for you. The Vaadwaur gave off a modulated carrier wave every time he was attacked by an energy weapon. In effect, he reflected the energy outward as infrared radiation. Nowell and I are not yet clear on whether this is a product of biology or technology, but he did show strange isoboromine neurotransmitter activity. Regardless, this will give us a starting point to find vulnerabilities. I'll send on more findings as we complete them, and we should be able to adapt our weapons to be more effective in the future.
Next time, we'll be prepared. Yes, I'm ready to return to the ship.
A super Vaadwaur? This is the first time I'm hearing of it. You've done the Alliance quite a service today. Losing the Lisette would have been a major blow to us, and the Vaadwaur know that if they are resorting to boarding parties. We'll get the best scientists in the Alliance to analyze your combat data. With any luck, we can discover a way to hurt the Vaadwaur, the same way Picard discovered how to fight the Borg.
Interesting.
We know there's something going on with the Vaadwaur in the Cartella system, but we haven't been able to get any ships close enough to determine what that is. I think you'll have better luck. The area doesn't have a lot of resources, but there's enough Vaadwaur ship traffic in the area to indicate a major base. But they're guarding it so closely that it could have something to do with their sudden jump in power. Given the aggressive nature of the Vaadwaur, getting close enough to investigate without attracting their attention will be difficult. We've made contact with a Hazari bounty hunter in possession of equipment that should allow you to approach and infiltrate their base.
Understood. We have riding escorts to the Cartella system. Our orders are to rendezvous with Admiral Tuvok, who would give us further instructions.
Greetings. It is agreeable to work with you again. The Vaadwaur have greatly expanded their reach since Voyager first encountered them. Their military capabilities have developed at a rate that Starfleet Command finds troubling. An additional concern is that some leaders of the Vaadwaur supremacy have developed unusual physical characteristics. These individuals exhibit strength and resilience far beyond the norm for their species. The crew of the Lisette has shared their data of your previous encounter with one of the enhanced Vaadwaur with the Alliance. We have used it to devise several modifications to our weapons that may counteract their ability to reflect a portion of energy directed at them. I have provided the specifications to your crew, and they have already made the modifications to your weapons. However, these modifications are untested. It is unclear how much effect they will have.
Do we know why these Vaadwaur are different?
Not yet, but we have found a location that may have the answers we seek. Officially, Cartella is a defunct mining colony. However, intercepted messages indicate that the lower levels of the facility are being used by Supremacy leadership for an unknown purpose. Your mission will be to covertly enter the base and gather intelligence on the Vaadwaur. We have made arrangements with Yadren to provide you with equipment you will need to approach the system safely.
Coordinates received, Admiral.
The Hazari will provide a modified holo-emitter that should allow you to approach the planet. Holotechnology is unfamiliar to the Vaadwaur.
If you don't want to blow this whole deal, help me with these Vaadwaur! Thanks for the help, but don't expect a discount. I wouldn't have been in that mess if I hadn't been waiting here for you. I picked up this device called a holo-emitter from a big-eared fellow named Quinn. It's programmed to replicate the appearance of a Vaadwaur freighter. I don't know the specifics of this technology, but it works and I'm delivering it. That completes my contract.
What about a cloaking device?
The Vaadwaur patrols are actively scanning for Tetrion particles. They'll detect a cloaked ship before it gets anywhere near the planet.
If the holometer works, why were the Vaadwaur attacking you?
It was my own fault. I should have activated it before I entered the system, but hooking it into our power supply was more complicated than Quinn said it would be. Alpha Quadrant tech has too many redundancies. Backups for your backups, and none of it matters because emergency power always fails in an emergency. Good luck. I'll wait here in case you make it back.
Thank you, Yadren. We'll be back soon.
Voyager will remain here with Yadren. With your permission, I will beam over to your ship in order to coordinate the mission.
Permission granted, Admiral.
We have arrived at Cartella Prime. Your engineers have installed the holo-emitter, and it is ready to activate at your command. We will need to infiltrate both automated and manual detection measures before we can reach transporter range of the planet.
Activate the holo-emitter.
Our first task is to bypass the automated security perimeter.
Codes didn't work, sir. I think I found vulnerability in their defense grid. Though we manually override 5 satellites, we can create a hole in the security field big enough for the big latex catsuit. Understood, let's set a course for the first satellite.
We have successfully breached the security perimeter. Next, we will be challenged by the orbital traffic control.
Unidentified vessel. Your transponder may be malfunctioning. Please transmit your ship designation and flight plan.
I don't have time for your bureaucratic nonsense. Continue to obstruct me, and I guarantee you spend the rest of your career mining rocks on the edge of nowhere.
You're cleared for docking, sir.
About time.
Now we must avoid detection from the Vodwar ships. The hollow emitter will be essential.
Glad I fixed the hollow emitter in the first try.
The tunnels beneath the planet are protected by a subspace scattering field that our transporters cannot penetrate. I have found a safe location at the edge of this field, but once you beam down, you will need to make your way through the tunnels to the base itself.
I'm ready for transport.
You are just outside of the Vodwar security perimeter. I have accessed their internal sensors, so I will provide you with tactical assistance throughout your mission. Be wary. There is a Vodwar patrol just ahead in the passage that crosses yours. Nearby, you should see a console. Use it to override the blast doors and trap the patrol.
Use the console to activate the blast doors. Got it.
Be sure that the patrol is in the correct position before you activate the console, or this will fail. Logs at the facility indicate it is in poor repair and has suffered several mechanical mishaps. Use this to your advantage. Acts of sabotage that simulate equipment failures should not arouse suspicion.
Acknowledged.
I am detecting a Vodwar patrol ahead. Maintain your position until they pass. That should keep the patrol occupied. I am detecting another group of Vodwar ahead. Access the security camera from the console nearby. If you overload that data tower, the Vodwar patrol will investigate. Program the door to seal them in.
Alert. Conduit malfunction on Level 2, Section Beta. Engineering teams, respond immediately.
Excellent. Proceed cautiously.
Understood.
There is a large drop ahead on your right. You will need a grapple gun to cross it. You will need to incapacitate all of the Vodwar ahead. Insert the anesthetine gas canister I provided you in the environmental control console and alter the air composition.
Alert. Environmental control malfunction on Level 2, Section Delta 3. Engineering and medical teams, please respond.
There is a large drop ahead. You will have to rappel down.
Understood.
need to traverse this cavern without the Vaadwaur seeing you and raising the alarm. To do so, you will need to use your grapple gun, as well as take advantage of anything in the environment. First, you will need to reach the support platform. Shoot a grapple across and then zipline down. Sneak up behind that guard and incapacitate him.
Understood.
To advance further through the cave, you will need to disable the proximity sensors. That console should allow you to do so. Now, zipline to that outcropping. In order to exit this cavern without detection, you will need a distraction. We will need to move the Vaadwaur guards below and ahead of you, away from the next support structure. The rocks near you are unstable. Try to trigger a collapse.
Acknowledged.
The way is clear for you to grapple to the next support structure. Make your way across the ledges to the outcropping near the next support structure.
I love how they just disappeared. Oh, wrong way. That's better.
Grapple to the next support structure. Approach the guard and disable him.
Personal shield losing power.
There are more guards at the other platform. Use your tricorder to reprogram the anti-personnel turrets near them to attack the Vaadwaur targets.
Attention! Malfunctioning turrets on Level 4, Section Beta 2. Security and engineering teams, report immediately to Level 4.
The walkway is offline. You will need to grapple across the gap. They are aware of your actions. You cannot... Sensors are reading something large blocking your route through the cavern. Activate the crane with the nearby controls to move it.
Understood.
Not much further. There is another grapple ahead. There should be a place where you can drop down just ahead of your current position. Now slip quietly out of the cavern before the Vaadwaur see you. I am detecting some unusual signals coming from below this area. You must reach the bottom of the caverns. I recommend you overload a console to create a diversion, and then trap the Vaadwaur guarding the area in a force field.
Acknowledged.
Intruder alert! Commander Gallic, please respond.
An intruder? I'll handle this.
Finally! Gallic?
You will pay for killing Gallic!
What? What was that thing?
I know, but I ain't gonna spoil it.
You saved my life. I don't know why, but I am grateful. What was that thing? It crawled out of the commander. Was it controlling him?
I think so, yes. Have you seen anything like that before?
Never. It's some kind of parasite, isn't it? What do you know?
There are Starfleet records of creatures like this from the mid-2360s. They were neural parasites that appeared to retain some of the host's memories, also increasing the body's strength and resilience. When one takes over, though, the person the host was is gone forever.
Do you believe other members of the Vaudois are infected by these beasts? Could all of our leaders be contaminated?
Yes, and these tunnels may hold information that will help us defeat them.
I know my duty. I cannot allow you to wander freely through our compound, but I can't ignore this either. A temporary truce, then. I will accompany you, and if what you say is true, I must know how many of my people have been taken.
Agreed. Follow me.
I think it went down that passage over there. It went down one of the cracks in the rock. We'll have to deactivate that force field to pursue it.
Long rappel down.
It appears the creature has already left the area. I would recommend you scan the area with your tricorder. Perhaps it left a hormonal trace you can follow.
I didn't know these caves were so extensive. Only the highest leadership is allowed down here.
How did the Vaudois come into contact with the parasites in the first place? It has been many years since Starfleet encountered them.
I wonder how many of our leaders have been infected. Surely Gallic can't be the only one.
Based on Starfleet's previous encounters with the parasites, you should be extremely cautious. The creatures show remarkable cunning.
Understood.
Give me an enemy I can confront face to face. This deception sickens me.
They are insidious. These creatures nearly ended the Federation. Although we have had our differences with the Vaadwaur, the Federation do not wish to see any species enslaved.
This area has always been off limits. I expected some kind of hive, but this is just a storage room. I see some of our stasis modules, which means there are soldiers who have not been rewoken. But the rest of this? It's just supplies. There's nothing here that will prove what you claim. Perhaps this infection was limited to just one man.
I wouldn't be so sure. Let's look at those canisters.
What was that thing?
Wait, did you hear something?
Well, let's find out.
Ah, I see you've met my little friends. They want to get to know you better.
What are you? How far has this infestation spread?
You have such a small mind. The joining will help. You will see everything we can be once we are brothers under the skin.
I don't think so.
You think you have bested me? Mere mortals. Pathetic. We will rise again, and you will know our true might.
This ends now. I cannot allow you to spread this infestation.
The Vaadwaur are alerted to your presence. You must leave the facility. But the subspace scattering field is still in effect. Find the controls and disable them.
I'll disable the scattering field.
Find the controls to the subspace scattering field and disable them.
Although you have helped the Vaadwaur people today, do not believe this makes us friends, or even allies.
Will you come with us?
No, I must remain with my people. Perhaps I will discover more of what's really happening here.
Farewell, Eldex.
Your activities on the surface have alerted the Vodwar to your presence. They are beginning to inspect the starships in orbit. I would recommend returning to the ship immediately.
One to beam up.
The information you discovered in the base is troubling. While Starfleet knew the neural parasites found on Earth sent a signal to deep space before they were destroyed, we never knew the destination of that signal. It very well may have been the Delta Quadrant. However, contemplating the ramifications of parasites among the Vodwar ranks must wait. The fleet protecting this planet has been alerted to our presence. It is only a matter of time before this vessel is discovered.
Set a course for the edge of the system. Being hailed by the Vodwar on screen.
Unidentified vessel. Your transponder codes are invalid. Security vessels are on their way. Please hold position and prepare to be boarded.
One moment.
There is only a 0.008% chance that this ship will survive a direct confrontation. One last act of sabotage may be what is required. I propose we swap transponder codes with another vessel. Given the aggressiveness of the Vodwar, there is a 68.4% chance they will turn on one another. We can escape in the confusion.
Set a course for the Vodwar ships.
I guess that means the holo emitter did its job.
Actually, the holo emitter malfunctioned and we were almost discovered.
But it did work. Contract complete.
Until next time, Yadren.
Excellent work. Now that we know at least some of the Vodwar have been taken over by the neural parasites, we can form an appropriate plan of action. The one Vodwar who helped you, Commander Eldex, may be of assistance. It was clear that he was not aware of the corruption. With your permission, I will return to Voyager. There is much still to do before we will see the end of the Vodwar threat.
Permission granted, Admiral.
Thank you again. Live long and prosper.
Peace and long life.
The existence of the neural parasite certainly explains the unusual physical abilities of the Vodwar, and perhaps their rapid return to prominence in the sector. You managed to take out 2 of their overseers, but I expect that more of their leadership has been infected. Perhaps this Commander Eldex can persuade more of his people to rebel against the infected Vodwar from within. But until then, we'll need to muster our allies and prepare to deal with this threat. We're not just facing the Vodwar anymore.
Alright. The continuation of this storyline will have to wait for another day. Until then, stay safe out there.